Yes,
All
sir.
right, we're back with another edition of Live Feed Reads. I'm Paul Reed, your host, with the Ed McMahon, Jason
Jason
Crawford.
Crawford.
It
Yep.
is post Cinco de Mayo. I
Oh
do
yeah.
not have a hangover.
Hey.
A good night's sleep. We
There you go.
we got the Lightning tonight, Game 3 of the first
Oh.
round. It's one apiece for the Lightning in Toronto. We will be there live and in color.
Check it
That
out.
having been said, let's just jump into
Cool.
the topic. In the last week, there's been an explosive leak at the United States Supreme
Oh
Court
yeah.
of the document that purports to overturn Roe versus Wade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we're going to talk about that because friends, family, Jason, some clients, a lot of people have asked questions. I've heard a lot of comments that are incorrect about what all this means.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to at all make any kind of I'm pro-abortion, I'm pro-choice, I'm this,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
that. I'm just going to tell you, the people, my
Sure.
audience of 5, what it means.
Yeah.
All right. So here, and little background: Roe versus Wade was decided. It looks like January 22nd of 1973. And
Okay.
believe it or not, it was a 7-2 decision. Okay, so it wasn't 5-4, which is nowadays every decision. You know, the 5 on one side, the 4 on the other,
Right.
whatever. But it was 7-2 decision. Believe it or not, it was written by a Republican,
Mm.
Justice Harry Blackmun, who was appointed by Nixon. Oh boy, how the world has changed.
Change.
A Republican writing a liberal
What's
opinion.
considered to be now? Yeah,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
But interestingly enough, that's the facts. And
Sure.
Roe, just so you know, was a pseudonym for the actual woman Norma McCorvey. Okay, so it wasn't a woman named Roe. It was Norma McCorvey. She was a Texan. She was 22 years old. She had 3 kids and didn't want another one. Back then, Texas basically had a ban on abortion, and so she sued him. The Wade was the district attorney for Texas, Henry Wade. So Roe versus Wade was really Norma McCorvey versus the district attorney for the state attorney, Henry Wade. All right, so as we all know, the decision basically
Mm.
overturned Texas law and other states that outlawed abortion. So that's what happened. And you know it's been 50 years, give or take, since that decision,
Mm.
and it appears that it's going to be overturned. All right. And so what does that mean, Jason? Does that mean once Roe versus Wade is overturned, you cannot get an abortion in America anymore?
Um. I would no. I would. I don't think so. And
You are
and to be
correct.
clear, we've talked about this on the channel before,
Mhm.
where there's 2 Supreme Courts. There's your state level Supreme Court, and then there's
Correct.
the Grand Supreme Court. But Roe
The
v.
United
Wade was a
States. Yeah,
the Roe v. Wade was the U.S. Supreme Court decision,
correct. And
not just
so,
the state.
oh, and you're right. So what happens is they're basically at the federal level saying, look, abortion or the right to an abortion is not guaranteed under the Constitution of the United States, and so we are going to return abortion law to the 50 states and the elected representatives of the people of each state. All right. So what the Supreme Court's saying is, uh, by way of example, people of Florida, you will decide whether or not abortion is going to be outlawed in the state of Florida or whether it is going to be legal. And you will decide, is it going to be legal after 6 weeks, 15 weeks, 23 weeks, or
Yeah.
otherwise. And you're
Okay.
going to make that decision by electing the representatives of your community, which we have,
Yeah.
our legislative body. And
Right.
then that will be the law as it relates to abortion in the state of Florida. In Florida right now, believe it or not, they just changed the abortion law, which takes effect January 1st, that says you can have an abortion from 0 to 15 weeks. All
Okay.
right.
Took
After
effect January 1st of this year, or take
July
effect?
1st. July
Oh,
1st.
okay. You said okay. Okay,
I might have
July
said
1st.
January, July 1st of
Yeah,
this
okay.
year. So
Okay.
zero to 15 weeks, Florida, you can still have an abortion.
Okay.
After 15 weeks, that's it. You cannot.
Okay.
And whether people agree with this or don't agree with this, it makes no exception for rape, incest, or human trafficking. So basically,
Mm,
after 15 weeks in Florida, you are no longer able to get an abortion.
okay.
All right. Okay, so in 13 other states, they have what's called a trigger law. A trigger law is basically a law that has no force and effect until or unless something changes.
Okay.
So, okay, so what happens is they have these trigger laws that's sitting there hidden in a closet, right?
Okay.
And it's just sitting there, and it does nothing, means nothing, unless there's a change. The change in this abortion issue is if they overturn Roe versus Wade, the law pops out of the closet, it's
Okay.
triggered, and now you cannot have an abortion in those 13 states.
Okay.
So it's kind
Oh,
of like
okay.
it's
At
sitting here
all?
waiting, and it's been waiting for 50 years
Yeah.
for a trigger. The trigger
Okay.
will be overturning Roe versus Wade. The gun goes off, and immediately upon that opinion being entered by the United States Supreme Court, abortion will be outlawed in 13 states.
Interesting. Okay.
My guess is what you're going
I
to
didn't know
see.
you could write laws that do that. That's that's
Sneaky little
interesting.
bastards.
That's yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know
Uh,
that. We got no
either way
trigger
you
law
go,
over here. It's
that's
hiding
yeah.
up here in the corner, and if
Yeah.
something happens, it's gonna get
Gotcha.
triggered.
Gotcha. Jeez,
Yeah,
man.
boy.
They should call them
So
gotcha laws.
what'll happen is
Yeah.
my guess is all 50 states are going to enact some form of law dealing with abortion. Of course, the 13 already have, and once Roe versus Wade is
Mm,
overturned, which it appears it's going to be based on the document that was leaked, uh, abortions are outlawed in those states.
yeah.
I've seen where, of course, California and some of your upper New England states are going to enact more liberal laws and so forth and so on. But that's what happens. So A, is abortion outlawed in America because Roe versus Wade is overturned? No. Will abortions be outlawed in several states once Roe versus Wade is overturned? Yes. What's going to happen in Florida? I don't know. Right now, they may just leave the 15 weeks, alone, and that'll be
Sure.
that because, depending on who you ask and what research
Right.
you look at, the consensus is that Floridians, by and large, want some form of abortion. Uh, because we're a melting pot. You got
Yeah.
50% liberals and
Right.
50%
It's a toss up
conservatives,
here
and
for
at
sure.
any given time, you may have 55-45, or
And
so,
there are
but
conservatives who don't necessarily toe the line of
at
anti-abortion,
all. So
so
I really shouldn't. There
it's a
are
definite
basically
mix. Yeah.
people that vote Republican that think you should be able to have abortion. There are
Right.
people that vote Democrat that thinks you should not. So I
Right. Right.
agree
Right.
with you 100%. I don't think it's split on who I want to be my president or my governor or my representative. I think it's more kind of an individual, thought
Mm-hmm.
process is what I think should or shouldn't happen. But that's not why we're here to make
Right.
a judgment
Yeah.
one way or the other. It's just that's what's going to happen when
Yeah.
Roe versus Wade is overturned.
So
Simple.
essentially, what you're saying is that when Roe v. Wade is overturned, this isn't doing away and banning abortion per se,
Nope.
but it's kicking it back to the state level. Where in some states, yes, that's going to happen because that's what's
Yep.
on the books.
Correct.
But in every state, it'll now become its own battleground for what they
Correct.
decide to do with it moving
Oh,
forward.
believe that, and you will rest assured
Oh yeah.
you will see at the
Oh
state
yeah.
level people getting elected on that issue.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, make no mistake. Your commercials here coming up in
Here it comes.
when do they start? About June, July, August, because
Yep.
you've
It's
got the
coming.
November 22 midterms. I got news for you.
It's
There
coming.
will be you'll be bombarded with pro-choice
Mhm.
or anti-choice, whatever terminology you want to use, commercials.
Yeah.
That's
What's
coming.
really going to be interesting is whether or not that federal Ministry of Truth interferes with any of the advertising on any of the platforms moving forward in regards to this issue.
That new Homeland Security thing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's about to get like you said, the information battleground's about to kick up again. So.
Yeah, it's insane. I honestly, the sad thing is, I don't even know where you go anymore to get the truth.
Truth. Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I guess it's that simple. But
yeah, and a lot of people don't care once they find it.
That's fodder for another day.
Yeah.
I would just, who knows? And so that's it. So that's what's happening. That's where we're going to leave it. Jason and I are not commenting.
Not giving opinions. Yeah.
At all.
You don't need mine. You can make your own.
So with that, we're done. But that's what's happening. And so no matter where you go and get information, if it's different than what I just told you, then it's disinformation, misinformation. Yeah. It's a lie. It's wrong, because that's the truth.
Yeah. It's someone exaggerating or embellishing or pushing
happening.
Yeah, because this is
what will happen. No more and no less.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
plays out. So the hockey game.
It is almost time for Let's Go Lightning.
Yeah. You know, I haven't been to a hockey game since
we're excited about
Birmingham.
that. I'm going to go put it up on the sign when we're done here about the Lightning and so forth. I'm going to take. What do you got?
The ginger ale. Did you drink it already?
No, it's in the fridge.
It's in the fridge.
Not in the freezer, though.
Okay. Well, either way, it doesn't matter. It's really good. It's kick ass, man. Like Buffalo Rock.
What we'll well, we may do that next week.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, then I'm going to get out of here.
Cool. All right.
And enjoy my weekend. It's going to rain tomorrow, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So, get whatever you need done outside today. Looks like Sunday there's going to be a beautiful day. So either plan on Sunday or by the way, Jason.
Oh yeah, Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Yeah.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day. You're the greatest. You idiot, Jason. You almost forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. So to all you mothers out there, thank you for what you do. Needless to say, we wouldn't be here without you. We love you. And now we can sign off.